Hi guys, Darren here again from Global Garage. We're doing another video on the SegaCD Model 1. So SegaCD Model 1, that's what the front looks like. Has these, ooh, that's upside down. Has these nice little LED indicators, and it says SegaCD, not SegaCD. This is the Japanese model, so very similar to the Aussie or the UK one. In fact, they're all the same. In fact, that was a complete lie. They're actually all the same. The only thing that varies on any of these models is the BIOS chip. And we're going to get to that in a second. It's another video I'll do right after this one. So let's focus on the drive belt today. We're going to pull this out and get started. So we just have to take off this top plastic protector. 2 screws, that'll come off. We'll roll the tray forward and I'll show you the belts around here somewhere. So let me put the camera down and get started. Okay, so we've got the top little plastic trim off and you're exposing the laser assembly. Now, you'll see this big gear down here. What you need to do is just get a tool like so and just rotate that to the right, and the laser assembly and the drawer will come out. So you'll see that the laser went down first and then the drive mechanism comes forward. Then we need to just shuffle over to the side, pull out this tab here, move that forward, and the same on the other side. It's just over there. Pull that forward. Oh, sorry, you need to pull this out as well. There's a little plastic locking clip here. That needs to come out first, sorry. Pull that out. And then you can just carry on. Slide that forward. Slide that one forward. And the tray will come out. Don't worry if it kind of grinds a little bit on the gear. It tends to go back perfectly, so pull that tray out. Now you see the belt here. Just to access that, we need to just squeeze the top of this plastic up here. That'll lift it up and slide it to the left and straight out. Let's take the belt off. Yeah, this is an original belt. It's a bit old and crusty. Let's grab a new one and put it on. Okay, I've got a new belt here in my hand. It's actually not the correct belt. It's actually not an original size or shape, but believe it or not, it's actually a little O-ring. I think it's going to be perfect though, so let's give that a go. Just rub off that sort of powdery stuff that's on these things and put it in. Just stretch it over the wheels. It's a nice fit actually. I think that's good to go. It's got traction, so we're going to give this a test. Like, I don't know if it's going to be perfect, but what the hell. Let's put this back in. Yeah, we're going to start on a bit of an angle to get this back in. Slide him across. And clip it back down. Now, try to leave these gears where they were. If you mess this gear up and you don't know which position to put it in, put the starting triangle, like the arrow at the bottom here, and it goes flat. Basically, just on this right side. So that's as far as it goes. It's sort of like its end of its rotation. That's where you put it back. And put the tray back in. Ooh, just bump this off its track. So just put that back in. Sorry. Okay. Now you've got to just force it past those little clips again, and it will go in. There it goes. Now, don't forget your little retaining clip on the right hand side. Let's put that guy back in and slide the whole thing forward. It'll start to rotate the gears. Just gently push it forward and it'll kind of come to a stop. And what you want to do then is just sort of assist the gear here and get it back into place. You can crank this forward and get the laser back up if you want, and that's all reset into position. So okay, that's back in, belt's done. It's time to give it a quick spin. No pun intended. Well, yeah, the pun was intended. Just make sure you put the top of the CD-ROM spindle thing in place before you test it, because I'm pretty sure the disc won't spin properly without some pressure on it. So you need this back in place, and just put the 2 screws in and off you go. Okay, so let's power this up. I've just got it sort of balancing here on top, but it should work. The panel's off, but it's all ready to go. No game, you want it to actually boot. If you have a game up here, it's going to boot off the cartridge. So just let's see what happens. Okay, so here we go. That's working. We'll just flick that into 4:3 ratio. Alright, it's got this connected with RGB on a Luva TV. Looks really good actually. You can see the BIOS I've already modified it. It's running the modified BIOS by Aricon, I think that's how you say it, multi-BIOS. So that's all working. Yeah, let's try and play a game. Okay, so we've got a disc here. I forgot to show you, but before it said to press reset to eject the tray. So that's what you do. You just push reset at the top, the tray pops open, and put the disc in. I've got this little calibration toolkit, so I'm just going to use that as the CD. Let's push start. That mechanism's working really well actually. And let's see what happens over here. Okay, that mechanism's working really well, but I think we might have a laser problem, so we might have to look at the laser as the next mod. But okay, so I've push reset again. I'm going to put an original in, and I'll push start. That mechanism's working really well, so I'm happy with that new drive belt. That's a cheap, easy fix. It's spinning. Push the start button. Let's see what happens. There we go. Yeah, okay, so it's reading original CDs fine, not reading the burnt ones that well. So we can tweak the CD laser pot, get some more power to the laser, or we can just put in a new laser. They're really cheap, they're like $10. So, alright, so that's all good. I'm happy with that. I'll just kick it into action just to make sure it does actually play properly. Okay, it's a good start. There we go. Remember this game? This is unreal. One player, sure. Right. Fuck, this is good music. Brings back so many memories. Oh my god. Okay, I have to play this, so I won't bore you with the gameplay. That's not really what the video is all about. The video is about the drive belt, and I think we're successful with that. I'll do one more reset test, and that should trigger an eject. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll just leave the disc out for a second. Back in. Reset again. Back out. There's a little tiny kind of clicking, little bit clunk there, but I think that's just the CD mechanism dropping down. You know how we spun the wheels and it dropped down? I think it's just dropping down. Might need a little bit of lubrication, but it's pretty good. Yeah, look, I think that's good. So those little drive belts I found, they seem